checking out this video. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Including a War Games show.
Yeah, there was a War Games show.
There was definitely a War Games show. Not blown away by it, but I did like the John Cena match.
I mean, smoke and mirrors, but I mean, I thought some of the, I thought that the Dominic injury spot was fantastic. But I don't know. I mean, the wrestling in that match was nothing special, but I thought it was kind of cute. I liked the men's War Games match though. I thought that was the best match. I thought it was pretty. The women's War Games match is probably the worst War Games match I've ever seen. Not that it was terrible or anything, and Io Sky did a great move. That
I hope you mean in WWE history.
Why, has it been like really bad?
The WCW War Games where Warrior disappeared in a puff of smoke.
Yeah. You're right.
That was much worse.
Yeah. That's true. Some of the later War Games matches WCW did. I mean, I'm thinking about the original War Games where those matches were like almost all 4.5, 5 stars. Those matches, well, they blew away anything here too. I think that they're just losing the essence of War Games completely. Even with Blood and Guts, I think that which I thought was those two Blood and Guts matches were tremendous, but it's just that the whole aura of it is just not there in the sense that it used to be, in the sense of, I think that the weapons take away from it. And they don't do, like there's stuff you could do, like those ring-to-ring dives and stuff like that. And these were, I remember the Road Warriors and Sting would be doing that stuff, and they're a hell of a lot bigger than the guys now. And just like the creativity of what they would do in a time when it was less, I don't know, like the matches weren't as wild then, but the War Games matches, like they felt like it was like the octane was turned up greatly. And here they just felt like, in AEW they're really violent and they're real bloody, and there's a lot of crazy spots, of course, like there always is in AEW. But here it was just like it was no different than anything else. It didn't feel special at all. Like I said, the men's match was pretty good, but it just didn't have that. It didn't have that blow away feel or anything like that. It's a 4-match show, and I will say that from talking to some of the guys, that the women's War Games match live, I was told, had a lot more heat than it came across on television. Because both women's matches came off pretty dead. I was told that the Stephanie Vaquera match live was pretty dead, but the War Games match wasn't dead or anything like that. But it just seemed it came across that way. And they knew it, too, because one of the people was actually watching the monitor and basically said, yeah, we all recognized it wasn't mic'd well. So, I guess that's something, which, it's a big stadium and everything like that. But, it's so weird because they had that big stadium. And aside from, Cena and Dom had a lot of, reactions. And the men's War Games, you had all those big stars. So that had a lot of reactions, too. But the women's matches just felt, whatever. But I don't know. Like, it's like the thing's over. And aside from that Io Sky thing, where she put the garbage can over her head and did this front flip off the top onto everybody, there wasn't a lot that stuck with me. The Liv Morgan return, of course, was very well done. But for I don't know, aside from like 2 or 3 spots, it felt like less than a TV show. I get more out of most of the TV shows than I got out of the show tonight. And you get better interviews, obviously, because we didn't have any interviews. It was just like the matches, it just it almost felt like they have determined that you can just kind of go out there and it doesn't really matter as long as you do the 2 or 3 things, in each match, and the rest is just kind of like just go through and whatever. But I don't know. I know the reaction that I've gotten has been pretty negative on the show, and it wasn't like it was terrible, but it was very. I would call it lackluster.
Have you grabbed your F4WOnline.com shirt yet? Well, we got a bunch of them. They're up in the store right now. F4WOnline.com/shirts. You can grab your -5 stars shirt, your Dave Meltzer Wrestling Observer shirts, even the brand new After Dark Radio shirt. You love Granny? We have Granny's Gang shirts. Have you ever won a shoot battle royal? Probably not, but you can tell people you did. So check out the store. All of these great shirts and more. It's through Pro Wrestling Tees. F4WOnline.com/shirts. That's F4WOnline.com/shirts.